Hey, Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm out here at the park enjoying a nice day with Mr. Reggie, and I wanted to do a post on real estate. Why? Why am I doing a post on real estate? It's Christmas. Well, I've got some great momentum going. I acknowledge that, and I got to keep that momentum flowing, right? And the only way to do that is to be consistent with these posts. So I was going to do a post about the Burr method, and I can do that later. But while I was out here, I was thinking about the value of land, right? I mean, I'm out here. It's a dry area, but I mean, you've got people up there. I don't know if you can even see. Kind of hard to do this with my camera looking back at me, but you got people up here walking on these trails. You've got people riding their horses. This is a regional park, and the county's making money off of this, right? They're making money off of this because there's value in this land. They're using the land for recreational activities, right? And here's the thing with land, compared to stocks, right? Stocks have value because the companies behind the stocks have value, right? Bonds have value because the government or the company has agreed to pay a certain interest rate on those bonds to borrow your money, just like a loan has value to the bank, right? Bitcoin has value because it's a fixed asset. Like there's a certain amount of Bitcoin. I'm not a Bitcoin guy, but there's a fixed amount of Bitcoins that you can mine. When it comes to real estate, when it comes to land, there is a fixed amount of land on this earth, right? And so with that fixed, it's a fixed commodity. With that fixed amount of supply, and yet an increasing demand as the population continues to grow, there is continuously an increasing value on that land, right? And so like with gold, you have a fixed commodity, a fixed supply more or less. And so the idea with gold is, okay, the value, it holds its value. So as the value of the dollar decreases, right, the value of gold stays the same. And so the dollar amount per bar of gold increases over time. You're preserving your capital instead of letting it erode away to inflation. You get some of that with real estate, but in addition, you have population growth. And so you're having an ever increasing demand for the use of land, whether that be to live on, to, do recreational activities like I'm doing right now, to go play golf, to play sports, to farm, right? To farm, for commercial properties, for businesses to have a place to transact business, all of these different uses, right? Land has a use. So it's not just a commodity and fixed supply. It's something that actually has a use. It's an asset that can generate income for you. And so it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And it's a no-brainer when it comes to investment. There's not a lot of question in my mind of why wealthy people, majority of wealthy people, I think it's something like 75%, maybe more of the 1%, the top 1% invest in real estate. I mean, it's a tried and true method. You can invest in Bitcoin, you can invest in gold, you can invest in the stock market, you can invest in bonds, all these things, diversify. But to me, the one thing that's never going away is real estate. There are a lot of unknowns with Bitcoin. You can probably, with uncertainty like that and speculation, there is the chance for you to make a lot more money. It's the risk-reward balance, I suppose. However, man, if you know what you're doing, you can really make money with real estate. So when you talk about land, and this is just real estate in general, but when you talk about land, you can buy land, and some people buy land and sit on it, right? They get some tax benefits, they get appreciation, the value goes up over time. Especially now if you're looking and you're figuring out, hey, in this area, Walmart's buying up some properties, right? Target's, Starbucks, Costco are buying up some properties here. They know something I don't know. I'm going to buy some land, right? Watch it appreciate. It's a little bit speculative. If you want to play speculative in real estate, you can do that. You can buy an option. We talked about options before, where you're not buying the land. You're just buying the option that gives you the right to buy the land. And so if the value does increase, now you can buy it at yesterday's price. Right? So looking at all these different things, looking at where people are moving to, looking at how land use is changing, how zoning is changing, you can literally buy land. You don't have to develop it. Some people buy land and just go through the entitlement process, which essentially means that they're getting approval from the government, the city and the county, for a particular use of that property. They're getting, preliminary plans approved for what the breakdown of the parcels are going to look like. And that's valuable. And then they sell that off at a much higher price to developers so that they can start off right away, hit the ground running, because they know what it's approved for. They don't have to guess and go through that. So lots of things you can do with land. And once you think about that, as you're thinking about if you invest in anything at this point, right, do you have real estate as part of that investment? Lots of ways you can do it. Land is one of many strategies in which you can do it. Now, if you buy a rental property, you are buying the land that comes with it, right? If you buy a commercial property, you're buying the land that comes with it generally. And look, this varies obviously by location, by population, by what the soil type is, by what popular activities are going on in the area, all these different things. Land in California probably worth 10x what it is in Wisconsin, right? Two places that I invest. My first condo I bought in Santa Ana, 85% of its value is in the land. Only 15% of its value is in the actual habitable structures, the improvements. You go to Wisconsin, and honestly most other states, it's flipped. Wisconsin, it's 85 to 90% of the value is in the improvements. Only 10 to 15 is in the land. And so just with that alone, you can tell which one is a more desirable area, which one people are paying a premium for on the land. So lots of things to consider with land. Just another thing to learn more about and get the tools on your tool belt. I'm going uphill. If you can't tell, get my heart rate up. I don't know what Reggie's doing. He's not seeming to like this. He's seemingly not liking this. We got a bike rider coming up, so we're gonna watch out here. But all right, with that, everyone have a Merry Christmas.